What's up, everyone? I think the enemy got one in on us. I don't know if you've noticed, but our communications are down. Not the phone, not the email, not the computers. Verbal communication is gone. Yeah, we pretend to do it, but I don't see it working anymore. Like, at all. Like, there's a lot of just noise pollution instead of actual communication. I could probably do a deep dive into why, where, when, how this happened, but it is becoming painfully obvious. Even when someone, it's their own idea, and you're like, okay, like, say, when do you want to meet? Tuesday at 8. All right, cool, I'll put it in my calendar. And they forget their own shit. I'll be talking to someone, and I'll repeat, just for example, Tuesday at 8. I'll repeat it 3 freaking times to try to lock it in. They still can't remember it. I don't understand what's going on. You have a whole conversation with someone about a topic, the next day it's gone. What the and it's the thing they wanted to talk about. I don't get what's going on, man. It's getting bad. Verbal communication is gone. You do something like Tuesday at 8, you got to text them, you got to give them 3 email reminders, and even then, 75% of the time, they still don't show up. Like, even the good communicators, this is affecting now. Just had it happen. And it was, I got to go install an oven. These are people I work with a lot. Pretty good communicators, too. And I'm like, I can maybe squeeze it in this weekend. This is just yesterday. Like at 3. I'm like, did you make the lockbox like I told you to do so I can just go over there and do it? She's like, no. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. She's like, well, we're going to be there around noon tomorrow. I'm like, all right, I don't know exactly what's going on with my schedule, but I will meet you there at noon, and if I can't, I'll call you. Just assume I'm meeting there at noon like you guys are already going anyways. And I said it one more time before. See you tomorrow at noon. If something changes, I'll let you know. I get there at noon today, call them up. Just had a feeling. Call them up a little bit, 5 minutes before noon. They're like, oh shit, are you there? I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, I was waiting for you to call me to tell me whether or not you're going to show up. Really? And yeah, I mean, granted, there's coincidences where maybe she did just space it out, but this is happening all the time. All the time, with like everybody almost. It's just crazy. You can't trust verbal communication anymore. For business, I have to write everything down. If I had a conversation with you and there was a detail, I have to write it down. I have to email it. I have to word it out in a text and send it to you, just so there's a receipt. I don't know if it's the actual listening or the memory or just all the craziness everybody's got in their head because they're scrolling all the time, or traffic's got 30,000 things moving at once, or I don't know. But all I know is the evidence is clear. We have lost communications. The only communication before that wasn't necessarily being recorded. You see what I'm saying? And it's... I know it sounds a little paranoid, but I'm just saying, everybody's in Babel right now. Nobody can understand anything at all anymore. But yet something said on NPR, The View, and that headline got stuck right in their head. They'll never forget it. Like, there's just, I don't know which area got affected the most, or all at the same time. I was just having a conversation the other day with this old lady. So she's got all the views from the news or whatever. And it was interesting. There's a couple of programmed things. I have to be really careful when I talk to people. And I am. I know when to just shut up. And like the first, the first weird thing was she brought up some topic on Trump, and then when she said the word Trump, she sat there and looked at me, trying to gauge how I was going to react. I'm not political. I don't play that game at all because I know exactly what it is. But she looked at me, and I just looked at her right in the eyes, and I just didn't say a word. So she couldn't get a beat on it. I'm like, what? You want to see if I like him or not, and that tells you something about me? And the funny thing is, you can like, you have to say nothing because I've gone the route of explaining that is both, two wings on the same bird, and no, they don't do that. No, don't put them both in the same team because those are teams, those are tribes. You can't combine them and all this shit. It just, that's off topic. But and anything that I would say to this person, I think we got on the topic of her daughter used to work at the school my kids are at, and she was bringing up during the pandemic all these kids missing school and how it messed them up so bad. I'm like, yeah. I said, but our school didn't do it. This is before I knew her daughter. I knew her daughter worked there, but I didn't know why she quit. She goes, yeah, my daughter quit because all the parents weren't testing their kids because it wasn't mandatory at our school. But this came about after I said, yeah, it didn't happen at our school because the parents found out real quick. You go get that test, and your kid is home for 2 weeks, and everybody else is. And this is a smaller school. So they stopped doing it. She goes, yeah, that's why my daughter quit. And then she's like, really, these kids are coming in with fevers, and you're gonna subject them to the coronavirus, and she just went off, and I just zip, like, dude. But you just got done saying how them being home all the time was like just totally detrimental to everything about them. But over a fever, you're sitting there. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. The community. So even if I spit facts at her, nothing would go in there. Nothing at all. Entirely brainwashed. Which is funny because I'm sure she's a Trump hater, but yet Trump's the one with the vaccines. But yet she's pro-vaccine. Whatever, dude.